make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861. Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861. Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB?
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy and convenient. Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement, moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop.
I am Moses Peter, welcoming you to news at 9 p.m. on Som TV. This broadcast is coming to you live from Jalingo. This is the pulse of the nation. We bring only the stories that matter. Stay connected with us on Facebook at Som TV and YouTube at Som TV Live. Here are tonight's major headlines. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has praised Abia and Sokoto governors Dr. Alex Otti and Ahmad Aliyu for visiting its leader Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto prison. During the Nigerian Youth Parliament's second sitting in Katsina, Taraba North Representative Honorable Nelson Wilson emerged chairman of the Committees on Tertiary Education Trust Fund and National Security and deputy chairman on labor. Troops deployed nationwide rescued 318 kidnapped victims and arrested 74 suspects involved in terrorism, oil thefts, and related crimes in November, according to Defense Headquarters. On international news, the United States has donated $5 million to UNICEF to support children suffering from acute malnutrition in northwest Nigeria. On business news, stakeholders have urged full digitalization of Nigeria's maritime sector to enhance efficiency and unlock the blue economy. On entertainment news, Nigeria's 2025 Google Year in Search reveals widespread public interest shaped by major political events, prominent deaths, global conflicts, and fast-moving cultural trends. And on sport news, FIFA has confirmed that Nigerian internationals, including Nigeria Super Eagles stars, will be released by clubs no later than December 15 for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Now the news in full. Former Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa, retired, has officially taken oath as Nigeria's new Minister of Defense following Senate confirmation. Nominated by President Bola Tinubu after the resignation of Badaru Mohammed on health grounds, Musa pledged to prioritize national security, protection of lives, and territorial integrity. The appointment follows a rigorous 5-hour Senate screening, and Musa's leadership is expected to strengthen the country's defense apparatus amid ongoing security challenges.
You're back to a very familiar terrain, and Nigerians are expecting a lot, apart from Mr. President. Yeah, so what will be your immediate priorities from now?
My immediate priority is to make sure that defense takes its place fully in the country. The synergy between the armed forces, and other security agencies, and all Nigerians being carried along, as we have always said, that security is everybody's responsibility. It is that synergy that we need to build on and work on it, and that's what we're going to. And I can assure you, within the shortest possible time, Nigerians will see results. I want to use this medium to appreciate all Nigerians. Nigerians have shown me love, and I will guarantee them that I am going to work whatever it takes to ensure that Nigeria is secured, working together.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The new charge from the president you just met with?
Yes, I just met Mr. President, and he reiterated his mind on the aspect that we must make sure that Nigeria is secured. Nigerians should go back and sleep with their eyes closed, go back to their farms, schools open without being molested, everyone being carried together to make sure that Nigeria continues to grow in line with the renewed program of the Mr. President.
The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has praised Abia and Sokoto governors Dr. Alex Otti and Ahmad Aliyu for visiting its leader Nnamdi Kanu in Sokoto prison. IPOB described the visit as historic amid claims of Kanu's unlawful detention, trial, life sentence, and transfer. Spokesman Ima Powerful condemned the federal government's alleged use of security forces to fabricate evidence against IPOB, reiterating the group's commitment to non-violent Biafra self-determination and calling for protection of their leader. Moving on, the Nigerian Youth Parliament concluded its second sitting in Katsina with major gains for Taraba North Representative Honorable Nelson Wilson, who emerged chairman of the Committees on Tertiary Education Trust Fund and National Security and Deputy Chairman on Labor. His elevation drew praise from youth stakeholders. Some TV correspondents complete the reports.
At the just concluded sitting of the Nigerian Youth Parliament, young lawmaker Honorable Nelson Wilson emerged as one of the major beneficiaries of new committee appointments. Wilson, who represents Taraba North Senatorial District and served as Taraba Concourse leaders, was named chairman of the House Committee on Tech Fund and chairman of the Committee on National Security. He was also appointed deputy chairman of the Committee on Labor, Employment and Productivity, a combination of roles analysts described as strategic and highly influential. The Parliament meeting in Katsina deliberated on young people concerned, ranging from insecurity to unemployment and education financing. Wilson's selection is seen as a strong vote of confidence in his leadership qualities and contributions to earlier parliamentary debates.
Is he consistent with the provision of the constitution that is there on the constitution? So I implore you to probably go and look at your proposal of the motion. I agree with you concerning the peace building and the party. It will go a long way in advocating for peace across our regional blocks. The issue of security is there on the exclusive list. There have been an advocacy for creation of state police. The issue is there at National Assembly already undergoing legislative scrutiny. So I will implore you, I want you to look at the motion very well.
Youth groups and stakeholders from Taraba State have welcomed the news describing Wilson's rise as a boost for the state's visibility within the national youth governance space. The Nigerian Youth Parliament, established as a grooming ground for emerging leaders, says it will continue empowering young Nigerians through inclusive legislative engagement. With his new roles, Honorable Nelson Wilson is expected to play a central part in shaping conversation on education, security, and youth employment in the months ahead. Lillian Yakubu reporting for Some TV.
Meanwhile, troops deployed nationwide rescued 318 kidnapped victims and arrested 74 suspects involved in terrorism, oil theft, and related crimes in November, according to the Defense Headquarters. Additionally, 69 terrorists and family members surrendered, while security forces dismantled illegal refining sites and seized petroleum products worth over 217 million naira. The military urged public cooperation and reaffirmed its commitment to securing the release of adopted students as operations intensify across affected regions. Similarly, troops of Headquarters 6th Brigade Nigerian Army neutralized 2 bandits, destroyed hideouts, and arrested the suspect Dahiru Meigari during Operation Zafin Wuta in Takum, Taraba State. The army repelled attacks, recovered 1 AK-47 rifle with 21 rounds, and maintained heightened security in Karim Lamido. Brigadier General Kingsley Uwa praised the troops' professionalism, assuring residents that the army will sustain pressure on criminals and uphold peace across the state. The Court of Appeal in Abuja on Thursday affirmed the Federal High Court judgment stopping vehicle inspection officers and the Directorate of Road Traffic Services from impounding vehicles, seizing documents, or imposing fines on motorists. The appellate court dismissed the VIO's appeal for lacking merit, reinforcing earlier rulings that only a competent court can impose sanctions, and declaring the agency's previous actions unlawful, oppressive, and a violation of motorists' fundamental rights. Report has it that the chairman of Omala local government area, Kogi State, Edibo Mark, has imposed a dusk to dawn curfew from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. amid rising insecurity. The directive, effective December 2nd, includes 24-hour security patrols, strict stop and search at entry points, and suspension of public gatherings such as vigils and festival activities. Residents are urged to cooperate with authorities, while the state has established a forward operational base to curb recent kidnappings and communal clashes. President Bola Tinubu has nominated Victor Ikeji as the Federal Character Commissioner representing Abia State, replacing Obinna Oriaku. The nomination, conveyed in a letter read by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, was referred to the Committee on Federal Character and Intergovernmental Relations, which is expected to report within a week. The appointment follows Section 154, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, with the President urging the Senate to consider and confirm Ikeji's confirmation promptly. In Edo State, the Edo State Command of the NDLE reported arresting 44 suspected drug traffickers in November, seizing 2,059.83 kilograms of illicit substances, including cannabis, methamphetamine, tramadol, heroin, and cocaine. The arrests involved 21 men and 23 women. One cannabis farm was also destroyed in Etsako West local government area. The command secured 17 convictions with 126 cases pending and intensified intelligence-led operations to curb drug trafficking and abuse ahead of the Utah season. From Jigawa, the Jigawa state government has allocated 2 billion naira in its 2026 budget for disaster management, including response and relief operations across the state. Hanafi Yakubu, Executive Secretary of the Jigawa State Emergency Management Agency, disclosed the allocation after defending the agency's budget before the House of Assembly Committee on Special Duties. He highlighted the agency's role in coordinating with other bodies to respond to floods, fires, tanker explosions, and other emergencies, pledging to implement committee recommendations to enhance efficiency and response time. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, has provided free medical treatment to over 2,000 elderly residents across Ondo State's 18 local government areas through the BTO Medicare Support for Elders initiative. Targeting individuals aged 70 and above, the program offered blood sugar and blood pressure checks, medical treatment, supplement, and counseling. Organizers, including the PBAT Mandate Elders Forum, emphasized the initiative's aim to improve elders' health, dignity, and well-being, benefiting both APC members and non-members while promoting proactive elderly care. From the eastern Nigeria, the Imo State Police Command has dismissed allegations that its anti-kidnapping unit, known as Tiger Base, engages in torture, organ trafficking, or extrajudicial killings. Spokesperson DSP Henry Okonye described the claims as false and part of a smear campaign highlighting the unit's legitimate role in combating kidnapping, armed robberies, and violent crimes. The Commissioner of Police, CP Aboki Danjuma, has established a human rights desk within the unit to enhance transparency, while the public is urged to report genuine complaints through official channels. The Anambra State Police Command has arrested 43-year-old Kalu Okafor, a suspected kidnapper and member of a proscribed secessionist group. Spokesperson Tochukwu Ikenga stated that the Rapid Response Squad apprehended Okafor in Okpoku, Ogbaru, LGA, following a confession from another detained gang member, Chukwudi Nwakpa. Police recovered an AK-47 rifle, pump-action gun, ammunition, and other items. Okafor is cooperating with authorities to identify fleeing gang members and recover additional weapons as investigations continue. The Lagos State Metropolitan Area Transport Authority has announced extended train operations on the Lagos Rail Mass Transit Blue Line for the Experience 2025 Gospel Concert. The Blue Line will run until 11:43 p.m. on Friday, December 5th, and begin early at 4 a.m. on Saturday, December 6th, to manage the anticipated surge of commuters. The Red Line will operate on Friday as scheduled. Commuters are urged to use cowrie carts and follow guidance for smooth travel during the event. 5 adopted students of Rivers State University have been rescued on hot after being taken from the Umuoha State Light campus on Tuesday. The police tactical teams working with other security agencies conducted the operation at Rumodogo 2 in Umuoha, LGA. The rescued students, including one female, were taken to hospital for medical evaluation. Efforts are ongoing to apprehend the fleeing adopters, with investigations continuing to track down those responsible. Senator Ekong Samson of Akwa Ibom South has disbursed 100 million naira grant to 500 students from his senatorial district, providing 200,000 naira each to support their education. Speaking at Eket LGA, Samson emphasized that prioritizing education is key to societal progress and rejected advice to invest in short-term popularity projects. The senator chairing the Senate Committee on Solid Minerals also highlighted his bills for establishing federal universities in Ikot Abasi and medical sciences, underlining his commitment to youth and human capital development. Still from Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Eno has fully cleared 39.831 billion naira in inherited loans from his predecessor, including 34.533 billion naira principal and 5.298 billion naira interest, while also paying 76.3 billion naira of the 110 billion naira gratuity backlog. The administration credits financial discipline and ongoing reforms such as Aquagis for land digitalization and Aquaremit for treasury single account efficiency, aiming to boost internally generated revenue, close financial leakages, and maintain essential services without new commercial bank borrowing. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has concluded the first quarter of its continuous voter registration, enabling public review of the voter register from December 15 to 21st, 2025. Nationwide, over 9 million online pre-registrations yielded over 2 million completed registrations. Plateau State saw female voters leading PVC collection, though over 101,000 cards remain uncollected. INEC urges registrants to verify details and file objections. The second phase of registration assumes January 5, 2026 to strengthen Nigeria's electoral inclusivity and accuracy. Nigeria risks missing out on a projected $15 billion United States artificial intelligence boom due to a severe digital skills gap among its youth. With 70% of the population under 35 and 3.5 million new labor entrants yearly, urgent upskilling and investment in technology education are critical. Experts warn that without immediate intervention, the artificial intelligence windfall for 2030 could vanish, costing Nigeria billions annually in lost opportunities. Meanwhile, despite headline and food inflation easing to a 7-year low of 13.12% in October 2025, prices of key staples such as bread, eggs, fish, and chicken remain high across the country. Although bumper harvests and increased imports have provided some relief, data from the National Bureau of Statistics show that everyday food costs continue to exert pressure on households, highlighting persistent affordability challenges. In addition, the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise highlights a rising cost of living crisis even as gross domestic product grew 3.98% year-on-year in the third quarter of 2025. While sectors such as services, information and communications technology, finance and real estate drive growth, structural constraints in agriculture, manufacturing, trade, and housing limit productivity. The think tank urges targeted social interventions, structural reforms, and investments to alleviate household pressures. Similarly, Nigeria's private equity market is showing signs of diversification and discipline, with capital deployed across 13 sectors in the first 9 months of 2025. Dealmakers Africa reports 23 domestic private equity deals, reflecting a shift toward value-driven, risk-managed investments. While individual deal sizes remain modest, the activity signals growing adoption of strategic investment approaches as both domestic and international investors explore opportunities in energy, financial technology, and other strategic sectors. In a related development, efforts to strengthen agro-processing and climate-smart food production advanced as local equipment fabricators completed a 5-day intensive training under the African Nutrition and Technology for Female Entrepreneurs initiative. Organized by the Food Health Systems Advisory and the Nigerian Stored Products Research Institute, the program targeted women-led food businesses, enhancing production quality, reducing costs, and supporting sustainable growth, thereby reinforcing Nigeria's food sector and inclusive economic empowerment. Furthermore, Edo State is set to benefit from a $100 million United States foreign direct investment as Belgian Agro-Industrial Group SE Industriel et Agricole d'Ultérieurs invests in Presco Public Limited Company, part of a $1 billion United States decade-long expansion plan. Funds will scale production, expand plantations, upgrade technology, and develop the workforce, generating thousands of jobs and reinforcing Presco's role as a key industrial growth driver. In addition, Sterling Bank Limited has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Enterprise Development Center of Pan Atlantic University to certify graduates of its non-oil export academy. The initiative equips Nigerian exporters with skills, certifications, and networks to compete globally, reducing oil dependency. Nationwide training and 4 annual cohorts beginning in 2026 aim to promote human capital development, economic diversification, and a resilient, globally competitive non-oil export sector. Similarly, the Federal Inland Revenue Service clarified that free trade zone companies may sell up to 25% of output locally without losing tax exemptions. The reforms streamline levies, curb past abuses, and align Nigeria with global free trade zone standards. The agency also defended a 15% minimum effective tax rate for large firms, emphasizing revenue protection under Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development and Group of 20 rules while supporting export-driven growth. Moreover, Nigeria's project management regulator has begun a 3-month countdown for unlicensed practitioners to register or face sanctions. Registrar General Henry Mbadikwe stressed that audits, license verification, and compliance checks will soon cover all sectors. He emphasized that poor oversight costs Nigeria billions annually and that only licensed professionals may lead projects while foreign certified managers must register before practicing, aiming to strengthen project governance and accountability nationwide. In another development, the African Petroleum Regulators Forum named Nigeria its permanent headquarters and elected the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission Chief Executive Engineer Gbenga Komolafe as chairman during a virtual December 2nd meeting. 16 countries participated, with 8 ratifying the treaty. Nigeria's leadership role reinforces collaboration, harmonized standards, and strengthened regional energy governance. The forum also appointed Eyoanwan Ndio Ayeton as secretary, enhancing Africa's oil regulatory framework. Meanwhile, Nigeria is advancing toward a 24-hour stock trade settlement cycle after implementing a trade plus 2 equities settlement cycle on November 28. Share transfers now settle within 2 working days, positioning Nigeria as the first sub-Saharan market to achieve such speed. Aligning the Nigerian Exchange and National Association of Securities Dealers over-the-counter market with Global Trade Plus 1 standards is expected to boost trading activity, investor confidence, and market efficiency. Similarly, Nigeria's commercial property market is rebounding robustly with transaction values surging 5-fold to $336 million United States dollars from $53 million in 2024. Rising investor confidence and improved economic stability underpin demand despite macroeconomic pressures. Reforms strengthening the Naira and market fundamentals have restored optimism, signaling renewed growth prospects in the real estate sector and a broader trajectory toward economic recovery. Furthermore, the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria has repaid about 3.6 trillion naira to the Central Bank of Nigeria since its inception in 2010, despite initially spending 1.7 trillion naira on toxic bank assets. Chief Executive Officer Gbenga Alade highlighted debt recovery strategies, including global asset tracing, court enforcement, and bank restructuring. Institutional support and transparency have positioned the corporation among the world's top-performing asset management companies. Additionally, the Central Bank of Nigeria will remove cash deposit limits and raise weekly withdrawal thresholds to 500,000 naira for individuals and 5 million naira for corporate bodies, effective January 1st, 2026. The reform aims to cut currency management costs, enhance security, curb money laundering, and promote digital payments. Daily automated teller machine withdrawals remain capped at 100,000 naira, with government accounts and microfinance institutions exempt. Moreover, the federal government has launched the Ministry of Finance Incorporated Excellence Awards to promote accountability and strong governance in state-owned enterprises. Finance Minister Wali Edu emphasized recognition for transparency and sound management, complemented by an independent judging panel. Chief Executive Officer Dr. Armstrong Takang noted the awards reinforce prior reforms, including the corporate governance scorecard, fostering performance culture, peer learning, and long-term public sector value creation. In addition, Mr. Bankole Bernard, Group Managing Director of Finch Glow Holdings, has been appointed Chairman of the Cargo Account Settlement Systems Nigeria Local Consultative Council. Bernard's oversight of travel and aviation businesses will enhance transparency and efficiency in financial settlement between airlines, logistics partners, and cargo operators, promoting a resilient, accountable cargo settlement ecosystem. And finally, a coalition of academics, government officials, and industry leaders has called for urgent reforms in land governance, urban planning, and infrastructure financing in Africa. Announced at the 3rd International Conference on Land and Development and the 7th Lateef Jekondi Lecture, speakers emphasized research-driven strategies, sustainable infrastructure, and collaboration to accommodate Africa's projected 950 million additional urban residents by 2050, promoting inclusive urban growth. Let's go on a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. The news continues.
Do you want to score 280 and above in JAMB? At Taraba Business School, we can make your dream come through. Register now for our JAMB and CBT training. Intensive JAMB and WACE coaching classes with experienced teachers is ongoing. You will also be trained on computer-based training, CBT. Visit Taraba Business School today. We are located opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Taraba State. You can call the following numbers for inquiries: 080 602 69140, 070 634 28464, 080 606 60861.
Welcome back. We are glad you are still there with us. Moving on to international news. The United States has donated $5 million to UNICEF to support children suffering from acute malnutrition in northwest Nigeria. The funding will help provide ready-to-use therapeutic food, medicine, and other essential supplies to at least 70,000 affected children. The Northwest faces severe food insecurity due to conflict and displacement, and the contribution underscores the U.S. commitment to humanitarian aid and UNICEF's ongoing efforts to protect vulnerable children in crisis-affected areas. On business news, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry has elected Engineer Leye Kupoluyi as its 44th president and chairman of council, succeeding Gabriel Idahosa. Announced at the 137th annual general meeting, his emergence reflects confidence in its long-standing leadership, policy advocacy experience, and contributions to trade and industry development. Stakeholders at a Port Harcourt conference urged full digitalization of Nigeria's maritime sector to enhance efficiency and unlock the blue economy. Experts, including Dr. Aladenusi Olugbemiro and Eferebo Silvanus, highlighted challenges like port congestion, slow documentation, and reliance on foreign certification. They stressed that adopting smart, data-driven systems, standardizing operations, and strengthening local shipyard capacity would boost trade, improve safety, reduce maintenance costs, and maximize economic growth within Nigeria's maritime domain. On entertainment news, Nigeria's 2025 Google Year in Search reveals widespread public interest shaped by major political events, prominent deaths, global conflicts, and fast-moving cultural trends. Former President Muhammadu Buhari, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, and the viral Labubu toy topped national searches, alongside queries on new gadgets, slangs, meanings, and food recipes. Google says the data reflects Nigeria's curiosity, digital engagement, and evolving interaction with news, technology, entertainment, and everyday lifestyle. Finally, on sport news, FIFA has confirmed that African internationals, including Nigeria's Super Eagles stars, will be released by clubs no later than December 15 for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The adjustment following consultations with CAF allows players to complete crucial club fixtures before the tournament, easing European clubs' concerns over player availability. Nigeria, Morocco, Egypt, Algeria, and Senegal are among the favorites, with 24 nations competing from December 21st to January 18. Tanzania's Taifa Stars have launched their AFCON 2025 preparations with a training camp in Egypt under new coach Pablo Gamondi ahead of the tournament in Morocco. The squad, blending domestic and international talents, including captain Mwana Samantha, will focus on fitness, tactics, and team cohesion. Tanzania in Group A with Nigeria, Tunisia, and Uganda opens against Nigeria on December 23rd, aiming to arrive in peak condition for their fourth AFCON appearance. That is where we draw the curtain. I am Moses Peter. Good evening and wishing you the very best.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Super cash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. We partner with trusted vendors, verified stores.